The Educational Association of Worcester is bringing growing concerns of mold in a Worcester public school to the school committee. They say the administration will not allow further testing, but they want to change. Our Roslyn Flaherty has the latest.
The Educational Association of Worcester believes there is mold inside of Columbus Park Preparatory Academy. The union says employees are complaining of feeling ill.
There's obvious evidence of an unhealthy environment as far as leaky pipes.
President Roger Nugent has filed a complaint with the state against the school district. He alleges they denied access to test for mold inside the school.
It's reasonable to ask the educators to give 100% every day because every kid deserves that. But I think at the same time, every educator deserves the opportunity to go into a safe and healthy environment to do their work.
The EAW conducted a survey with 30 employees. 65% said there is visible mold. 87% noticed moisture or leaks in their work area, and 83% said the school has a moldy smell.
I was over there one day and my eyes were burning in one end of the building.
The school department says in a statement, "We haven't denied EAW access to test for mold at Columbus Park. We are consulting the Massachusetts Department of Public Health on proper mold testing methods before we grant access." Parents we spoke to say they had no idea any of this was going on and say they are concerned if there is mold at the school.
It's going to start getting hot and humid. The mold spores are going to grow. They're going to release. Kids are here to learn, not to get sick. I mean, they already get exposed to every virus that gets brought in.
We need to know what's going on inside.
Nugent says they are looking to do air quality testing as well as wipe sampling and says they aren't backing down.
Our members' working conditions are the students' learning conditions. And that's just not just a slogan. That's very true, telling if you think about it.
I just need the state to step up. I need the representatives, and I also need parents to get out, be engaged, go into your children's school and know what's going on.
This call for action coming from a concerned parent about mold in Richmond schools. Now the Richmond Office of Elections has reversed its decision on moving 2 polling locations at Richmond schools because of the ongoing mold concerns. You're watching 8 News at 11. I'm Eric Phillips. 8 News reporter Cheyenne Pagan is joining us live in the Digital Center with reaction to this decision. Cheyenne, good evening.
Good evening, Eric. The Richmond Office of Elections sent out that information reversing its decision to move the polling sites just before the City Council meeting started tonight. Council President Mike Jones tells me they were left in the dark about the original decision and had worries about the confusion it could have caused voters.
This is the Tuesday afternoon announcement made by the Richmond Office of Elections reversing its decision to move the Election Day polling sites at Bouchal Middle and Clark Springs Elementary. Now, here are some previous photos of mold covering books, desks, and lockers at those schools. Parents and teachers have been complaining about the mold problem for weeks. In response to these complaints, the Richmond Electoral Board made the decision last week to move the Election Day polling locations at the 2 schools because of, quote, unhealthy air quality conditions. Richmond Public Schools officials said the Electoral Board did not consult with them prior to making this decision, and the claims that the schools are unsafe for voters are inaccurate. They also say that recent mold tests at both schools have confirmed the locations are safe for students and staff. After hearing about those results, the Electoral Board decided to allow voters to cast their ballots at the 2 schools after all. This decision was set in stone at Tuesday's City Council meeting when Council officially authorized the use of school facilities for the general election. Council President Mike Jones says Council was unaware of the original decision to move the polling sites because of the mold concerns until it happened.
It causes confusion. People are used to going to the sites that they're used to going to, and to change that, individuals need a lot more lead time. One. Second piece, Council needs to know. And then the schools, if there's a mold issue, we need to ensure that our students are safe.
He's glad it got sorted out in time for Election Day and shares this message for the future.
What I'm calling for is for the registrar to communicate with the administration and with council and with school board in enough time so we would move forward and inform all of our residents.
8 News has obtained the mold test results for both Bouchal and Clark Springs Elementary schools. You can find them as well as the full statement sent out by the Office of Elections posted on our website at WRIC.com. Live in the Digital Center, Cheyenne Pagan, 8 News.
Concerned parents contacted our whistleblower hotline, claiming there's a mold problem at Ellen Hopkins Elementary School in Moorhead. Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. We reached out to the Clay County Public Health Department, and they say they didn't know about the situation. However, Valley News Team's Giovanna Simic asked Moorhead Public Schools if parents, students, and faculty should be worried.
After dealing with construction at Allen Hopkins Elementary, workers found a problem with the pipes that could cause further damage.
We are removing all the insulation off the pipes and cleaning that tunnel out and making sure that we have a safe and secure environment.
Lunick says the contractors told the school about the problem and took necessary steps to solve it.
Those pipes being in a tunnel type situation where there's moisture and there's heat, we chose to be proactive, and we immediately contacted Stematic, and they started to come up with a plan to depressurize the tunnels.
While he can't confirm or deny if the building has mold, he says the building is safe. Lunick says the school spoke with the Minnesota Health Department and they were advised to be more proactive. According to the Health Department website, they consider any active or visible mold growth as a potential health hazard that should be properly corrected as soon as possible.
Anytime we're in a situation like that, better to assume that it is and start the process to get it out.
Lunick says the school didn't notify parents about the issue because no health hazard has been discovered. In Moorhead, Giovanna Simic, Valley News Live.
The school added they are continuing to monitor the air pressure and building quality for a safe school environment. And as we said earlier, this story came to us through our whistleblower hotline. So if you need help uncovering an issue in your community, just be sure to give us a call. That number is 701-237-6576. And that way a member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery.
I'm Brad Means. Thanks for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins in Augusta, and parents worried about mold.
And their concerns prompted them to pull their children from a Head Start program. Renata Dubose has the story.
Even though the weather is changing, parents at this South Richmond Head Start say the runny noses and wheezing their kids have is directly connected to school.
I'm still on antibiotics.
Several parents and even a former teacher are outraged, pulling their kids out of school and circulating a petition demanding results to a recent air quality test.
It has been told that there has been mold in the school.
An advocate on the inside, former teacher's assistant Catherine Jones, shared these photos with parents and News Channel 6. In them, what looks like mold on walls, ceilings, and inside classrooms.
All the children here have been sick. Nose running, congested, coughing.
I have severe allergies, so I started getting ill a lot. She's getting sick a lot.
Operations manager Bill Mill tells us his supervisor told him parents had mold concerns. That's when they ordered an air quality sample. A 4-hour process, he says, took place Monday, October 9th.
Contact the parents on Thursday because we wanted to be closed on Friday because that's when he wanted to start the work.
While parents did receive a letter stating doors to the school would close on Friday, October 20th and reopen Monday, they claim they still have not received the results of the test. Jones even took her own sample for a personal test. She says it came back with 5 different types of mold. But Augusta Mold Control and Removal's owner tells News Channel 6 2 tests are needed for accuracy, and his first test showed mold in the daycare.
We didn't quite meet the standard for elevated conditions, so we couldn't call it a mold remediation, but we did offer to clean it and then to clear the ducts.
Our cameras caught the school getting an outdoor pressure wash, and Mills tells us parents will be notified as soon as the post-air quality test results are in.
I'm at the point where if I don't speak up for these children, who else gonna do it?
Mills admits this is the first deep clean done in classrooms, but he says moving forward, he plans to make sure it's done twice a year. In Augusta, Renata Dubose, WJBF News Channel 6.
Faculty and students have been forced to leave a school building on the Sun Coast because of mold. Students, parents, and faculty had a meeting at Lakewood Ranch High School to address the issue. Members of the school district and a mold expert answered questions from concerned parents. The problem has been ongoing for a year, and the mold has been found in a dozen classrooms in one of the buildings of the campus. Students and faculty have not been in the building since last Friday because it has intensified in certain areas. Randy Cody has 2 kids attending Lakewood Ranch.
Testing that was done last year just wasn't very thorough. They didn't look
They didn't look in ceiling tiles. They didn't look under desks.
Been in limited areas such as underside of desks or in certain areas of wall systems, exterior, not interior. It's been visible on surfaces, and so it's somewhat random.
District officials say the faculty and students will be allowed back in the school sometime next week.